What's up, you guys? It's Polydude, and we're back here with another video on these raids for Ting-Lu this time, and I've got the 3 best builds, so let's jump into it. Alright, so first up we have Ogerpon here. Ogerpon's going to be a super strong build for this, and let's break down the moveset. We've got Horn Leech, Sword Dance, Ivy Clutch, and Grassy Terrain. So Horn Leech is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be a strong grass type move where you're going to be able to recover HP. Sword Dance is to build up your Ogerpon's attack, and I used it about once or twice. Probably one of the moves you might not be using the most here. Ivy Clutch is just a really strong grass type move that if you have full health, it's gonna just do a little bit more damage for you. And then Grassy Terrain is kind of a support move, not only to boost your own attacks, but also there's gonna be a lot of other people online who are gonna be using grass type Pokemon and moves. So this just helps support them and gives them a bigger damage output, along with also healing yourself and your other teammates just a little bit each turn. So, and then also for this build, just fully invested in attack and HP. I didn't really worry about outspeeding Ting-Lu because Ogerpon's way faster. And then also Defiant is super important here. So Defiant is a nice ability because Ting-Lu has Snarl, so it's going to lower your special attack, which Ogerpon doesn't care about because it's physically, it's got physical attack and investment in that. So it's just going to boost your physical attack up, which is amazing. So don't need to worry too much about that. This is just a really solid build. If you've got the DLC, I would pick up Ogerpon in a heartbeat. Alright, so next up we have Serperior here with this build, and this one is pretty fun as well. You've got Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, and that's pretty much all you need for this Pokemon, and the ability Contrary. So yeah, we've got Serperior here, and pretty much the layout is you Leaf Storm, and with Contrary it's gonna boost your special attack instead of lower it. So you pretty much just spam Leaf Storm and Giga Drain, and that's pretty much all that you have to do here. Nothing too crazy. I did invest in the IVs for special attack and HP. And then, yeah, I used an ability patch for the ability Contrary to get that on there. And that's pretty much it. There's really not that much to it. There is a little bit of trickiness to this where you might have to just be careful of. And all that really is just making sure that you are careful on when you time your Leaf Storms, because it will just wipe away your stats. And then also I noticed this kind of weird bug that happens. So when it does wipe away your stats and abilities, if you use Leaf Storm right after that, your Contrary ability will not work, and it will actually lower your special attack by 2. So that was kind of weird. So yeah, after it like clears all the stats and stuff and your ability, just make sure you use Giga Drain, and then you're good to go and use Leaf Storm after that point. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. I didn't use any held item here, so you can kind of just slot in whatever you want. I didn't really think it was that necessary, but if you guys want to just get a little extra damage, you can put whatever you want in on that. So yeah, super great build. If you don't have the DLC or Ogerpon or anything, you can always just trade this from Pokemon Home and kind of just go from there. So yeah, and then let's go into our last build. Okay, so this last build has to be my favorite. This is Shaymin-Sky form, and this one's really fun because it's a grass flying type, so you're not going to get hit by any of those ground type moves. You do have to be careful of Stone Edge that Ting-Lu does have, and I would recommend having the held item Clear Amulet, just so then Snarl doesn't really affect you that much. But really, I didn't even have a held item here either, and it wasn't a problem. So let's talk about the build first. So I have Sweet Scent, Giga Drain, Seed Flare, and Grassy Terrain. So Grassy Terrain we already talked about before with Ogerpon, and it's pretty much a similar thing. It's just a support move because I don't think it's really gonna help you, because I think Shaymin's a flying type, so it's not like not touching the ground or whatever, so it's not affected by Grassy Terrain, if I remember that correctly. I didn't even use it in this battle, but so anyway, that's like the least important move on this set here. Sweet Scent's gonna lower the evasion, so then your Seed Flare will hit better if you're kind of worried about that, but I only used it like one time just because I missed like 2 times in a row, so I just really want to make sure that I hit that. But other than that, you don't really have to worry about using Sweet Scent too much, just because Seed Flare I think has like an 80% or 85% accuracy, so you're gonna hit it most of the time. But here's what's super cool about this build. So you use Seed Flare, which is already a very strong grass type attack, but it has a 40% chance of lowering the special defense 2 stages if it connects, if it hits. So you pair that with its ability, Serene Grace, which doubles the chance of secondary effects happening. That means that Seed Flare has an 80% chance of lowering the special defense to the target Pokemon. So that's just insane. So pretty much it's like a super strong acid spray. So you're just gonna be spamming Seed Flare, and then also you can just use Giga Drain as recovery, and you just are gonna do some big damage to Ting-Lu. And I just solely invested into special attack and HP. So Shaymin took all these attacks very well. And I was able to easily recover. The only risk that you kind of run here with using Shaymin-Sky form is that like Seed Flare and that missing. But if you're just pretty aware and on top of it, you shouldn't have an issue. So like I said, this was my favorite by far. There's also one smaller, trickier part with using Shaymin-Sky that's a bit annoying, and that's that it can only be in its Sky form during the day. And I think the way that I found to get around this is that you just keep it in your PC box in Sky form, and I think it should stay there. It's only when you bring it out in the party. So once you complete this build, just put it in the box, and then just you have to go to that specific Pokemon in the box, the Shaman, and then you do the raid challenge from there. But other than that, I don't think that there's any problems, and I honestly like this one the most out of all of these. It was just a lot of fun. It is a bit out of the way for this build, but that's what I do. I make some kind of crazy builds for this stuff. So it was really, really fun to do these, and I definitely think these 3 is going to be a breeze to go past Ting-Lu, and we can definitely reach our goal here. So let me know if you guys have any more builds that you really, really liked, and like and comment and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. We did hit 500 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. I appreciate the support you guys have been giving me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.